I recognize your good nature, but it's essential to understand that not everyone shares your intentions. While our hearts often yearn for a world where solutions exist and hope thrives in people, we must remain cautious to avoid getting hurt. Unfortunately, there are individuals with malicious intent who may cross our paths. It's crucial to be vigilant and distance yourself from such people. You might have encountered someone genuinely unkind, who harms others without remorse and exploits their weaknesses. Sometimes these behaviors are so subtle that we fail to recognize them. Let's discuss the signs that indicate you might be dealing with such individuals. Some people will consistently try to make you feel guilty or pretend to like you while speaking ill of you behind your back. It's important to be prepared, as disruptions can come from outsiders and, unfortunately, even from within our own families. While family is indeed a blessing, some individuals tend towards negative behaviors. In today's video, I will highlight 9, or rather 10, signs that you're dealing with a harmful person and how to respond when you encounter them. Before we delve into the first sign, please like this video if you enjoy learning about life and wisdom. Feel free to comment with the phrase, "People want to see you well, but never better than them," as it holds a profound truth. Let's begin with the first sign. Number 1. Need to control your life. Malicious individuals often exhibit extreme control over others. They feel uncomfortable and powerless if they don't dominate every aspect of their own lives and those around them. They will go to great lengths to ensure things happen according to their wishes and will abuse power if they encounter no resistance. Consider the boss who insists on micromanaging every detail of your work, not out of a desire to help, but because they need to exert total control. Or think of a friend who always dictates where you go, what you do, and with whom, without considering anyone else's opinions. These attitudes demonstrate an obsession with control that can be suffocating. Such individuals may manipulate situations to maintain control, creating rigid rules or employing emotional blackmail. A classic example is a partner who constantly monitors your whereabouts and conversations, not out of concern, but out of a need to dominate your life. This compulsion to control is not only frustrating, but can also be dangerous, as these people often use their power to exploit and abuse others. Recognizing these behaviors and setting clear boundaries is essential to protect your independence and emotional well-being. If you notice someone trying to control every aspect of your life, it's crucial to take steps to distance yourself and regain your autonomy. Number 2. Pleasure in others' pain. Malicious individuals often derive pleasure from the suffering of others. If you know someone who seems to delight in others' misfortunes, such as laughing or smiling during someone's difficult times, that's a clear indication of a harmful person. This behavior demonstrates a complete lack of empathy and can lead to intentionally harmful actions for their own gratification. For instance, imagine a coworker who, instead of offering help when you're overwhelmed, finds amusement in your struggles, or a friend who jokes about your personal problems rather than providing support. These attitudes are not only insensitive, but also reveal a cruel character. Such individuals may even create adverse situations for others just to enjoy the resulting distress. They can also spread gossip and instigate conflicts to observe and revel in the chaos they've caused. Recognizing these signs early and distancing yourself from people who exhibit this behavior is crucial for protecting your emotional health and well-being. Number 3. Lack of responsibility. Malicious individuals often refuse to take responsibility for their actions. They consistently blame others when things go wrong and adopt a victim mentality. They avoid acknowledging their mistakes and manipulate you into apologizing for them. Consider a co-worker who makes a mistake on an important project. Instead of admitting their fault, they quickly shift the blame to you or another team member, creating a toxic work environment and making you feel unjustly accused. Similarly, think of a friend who frequently encounters trouble but always blames others instead of accepting that their choices led to those situations. If they're late for an appointment, it's the traffic or someone else's fault. If something goes wrong in their life, they never reflect on their own actions, but always find a way to blame others and play the victim. These individuals are also adept at making you feel guilty for their mistakes. They manipulate situations so that you end up apologizing for something that isn't your responsibility. This behavior is emotionally draining and can erode your self-esteem over time. Recognizing these behaviors is crucial for maintaining your mental and emotional health. People who never take responsibility for their actions can drag you into a cycle of guilt and manipulation. Identifying and distancing yourself from these individuals is essential for preserving your well-being. Number 4, strange feeling. When you're around them. A clear sign that you might be dealing with a harmful person is experiencing a strange feeling when you're around them. You might feel tired, restless, or simply uncomfortable in their presence. This could be your natural instincts warning you that something is amiss. For instance, imagine being at a family gathering where everyone is enjoying themselves, but there's one person who always makes you feel tense and uneasy. Even if that person isn't directly interacting with you, their mere presence generates discomfort. This could indicate that the person has negative energy or malicious intentions. Another example is a co-worker who makes you feel anxious or exhausted whenever they're near. You might not be able to pinpoint exactly what's wrong, but your body and mind recognize that something is off. These sensations shouldn't be ignored, as our instincts often pick up on signals that our conscious mind may not perceive. If you constantly feel uncomfortable in someone's presence, it is a warning that the person may not have good intentions. Paying attention to these feelings and giving them importance can help you avoid harmful situations and maintain your inner peace. Number 5, absence of remorse. Malicious individuals often show a complete absence of remorse for their actions. They never feel guilty about the negative impact they have on others. When confronted, they manipulate the situation to make you doubt your perception of reality. For example, imagine a colleague taking credit for your work. When you confront them, they show no regret. Instead, they might justify their actions by saying you couldn't have achieved it alone or claim they were just helping you shine. This behavior reveals a total lack of empathy and remorse, exposing a deeply selfish and manipulative character. Similarly, consider a friend who frequently makes hurtful comments. When you address how these comments affect you, they might laugh and accuse you of overreacting or being too sensitive. This response not only shows a lack of remorse, but also distorts your perception of reality, making you question your feelings. These individuals are masters at turning situations around. If you point out a mistake or harmful behavior, they quickly adopt the victim role, making you feel wrong for bringing up the issue. This emotional manipulation indicates a lack of genuine remorse and a greater concern for protecting their image. Recognizing the absence of remorse is crucial for protecting your emotional health. People who don't feel guilt for hurting others are likely to continue these harmful behaviors, knowing there will be no real consequences for them. Identifying this trait and setting clear boundaries is essential for maintaining your well-being and healthy relationships. If someone repeatedly shows a lack of remorse, it's important to consider distancing yourself from that person to preserve your well-being. Number 6. Habit of lying. Malicious individuals often have a persistent habit of lying. They lie for their benefit, and sometimes even for amusement, manipulating others without valuing trust or friendship. Their primary concern is their own interest. Consider a coworker who constantly fabricates stories about their achievements, exaggerating or inventing facts to stand out. Or think of a friend who claims they couldn't attend your event because they were sick, only for you to find out they were elsewhere having fun. These lies not only reveal dishonesty, but also a profound lack of respect for you and others. Liars frequently use their falsehoods to manipulate situations and people. For instance, a partner might lie about their feelings or intentions to maintain control or gain an advantage in an argument. They may also spread gossip or misinformation to incite conflicts among friends or colleagues, either for fun or personal gain. While these lies may seem minor and harmless at first, over time, they erode trust and damage relationships. If someone lies repeatedly, even about trivial matters, it's a clear indication that they don't respect you and are willing to sacrifice your trust for their gain. Recognizing and confronting these lies is essential for maintaining healthy relationships. If you realize someone has a habitual tendency to lie, it's important to assess the impact of that person on your life and consider whether a trustworthy relationship with them is possible. Honesty is the foundation of any solid relationship, and individuals who lie consistently cannot provide that foundation. Number 7. Friends and family. Warnings about the bad person's character. When your friends and family caution you about someone's character, it's important to heed their warnings. They may have observed toxic or harmful behaviors in the past that you might not have seen yet. Ignoring these warnings can put you at risk of experiencing similar issues. For instance, imagine you start a new relationship and your closest friends and family express concerns about your partner's past behavior, mentioning a history of manipulation and disrespect. It can be challenging to accept these criticisms, especially when you're emotionally involved, but it's crucial to listen to their concerns carefully. Another example is when you begin a new job and your colleagues quickly warn you about a particular supervisor. They share stories of how this supervisor frequently mistreats subordinates, creating a tense and demotivating work environment while never accepting responsibility for their mistakes. These warnings are not merely gossip, but insights based on real experiences that could help you avoid difficult situations. These concerns from loved ones are valuable because they offer an external, impartial perspective. Your friends and family care about your well-being and have no hidden agendas. If multiple people are expressing concerns about the same individual, it's a strong signal to be cautious. It can be easy to ignore or downplay these warnings, especially if the person in question is treating you well at the moment. However, recognizing and considering these concerns can prevent future trouble. If you notice signs of manipulation, cruelty, or irresponsibility, it's important to evaluate the situation carefully and consider distancing yourself before it becomes too challenging to manage. Trusting your friends and family's observations can help you protect yourself from potential harm. Number 8. Cruelty. Some harmful individuals are overtly cruel. They display aggression through words or actions and take pleasure in causing others pain. Their lack of empathy and willingness to intentionally inflict suffering are defining traits of this behavior. For example, imagine a coworker who openly makes malicious or humiliating comments in front of others. They might point out your faults or ridicule your ideas during meetings, not to offer constructive criticism, but to undermine you and demoralize you. This behavior not only destroys team morale, but also creates a toxic and oppressive work environment. Similarly, think of a friend who makes jokes about your insecurities or personal issues, knowing that it hurts you. They might mock you for something you shared in confidence, deriving satisfaction from your discomfort. This cruelty reflects a deep-seated lack of empathy and a perverse pleasure in others' suffering. Cruel individuals can also exhibit aggressive behavior, both verbally and physically. For instance, a partner who regularly insults or physically abuses you is demonstrating open cruelty. Their actions are intended to hurt and control you, showing a complete disregard for your dignity and well-being. Recognizing cruelty is crucial for protecting your emotional and physical integrity. People who are openly cruel have no regard for others' feelings and can cause significant, lasting harm. It's important to set firm boundaries and distance yourself from such individuals to safeguard your safety and peace of mind. If you are facing cruelty, seek support and take proactive steps to protect yourself. Number 9. Animal abuse. Animal abuse is a definitive sign of a harmful individual. Cruelty towards animals often reflects deeper issues in someone's character. If you encounter someone who exhibits abusive or neglectful behavior toward animals, it is important to consider distancing yourself from them. For instance, imagine a neighbor who frequently yells at and hits their dog over minor issues. This behavior not only inflicts suffering on the animal, but also reveals a fundamental lack of empathy and emotional control. Such abusive tendencies can extend to other aspects of that person's life and relationships. Another example is someone who keeps their animals in deplorable conditions, failing to provide adequate food, hygiene, or medical care. This kind of neglect demonstrates a complete disregard for the animal's well-being and is a clear indicator of a problematic character. These signs should not be ignored or minimized. Research indicates that cruelty towards animals is often associated with violent behaviors towards humans as well. It is crucial to recognize these behaviors and consider the implications of being around someone with such traits. While it can be challenging to accept these truths, especially when you are blinded by friendship, love, or respect for someone, it is essential to prioritize the safety and well-being of both animals and yourself. If you suspect someone is abusing animals, consider distancing yourself from them and, if possible, report their behavior to the appropriate authorities to protect the animals and prevent further harm. Number 10. Contempt. Contempt is one of the most damaging forms of emotional manipulation employed by harmful individuals. They aim to make you feel inferior by criticizing your appearance, interests, dreams, and any other aspects of your life. It is crucial not to let these people alter your self-perception. For example, imagine a partner who constantly criticizes your appearance, pointing out your physical flaws as if they are major faults. They might make comments like, "You could be more attractive if," or "Why don't you dress better?" These remarks are not meant to be constructive, but are intended to undermine your self-confidence and make you feel inadequate. Another instance is a friend who mocks your interests and belittles your achievements. They might laugh at your ambitions or dismiss your passions, making you feel foolish for pursuing your goals. This contempt not only causes emotional pain, but also sows seeds of self-doubt, making you question your abilities and worth. People who use contempt as a tool of emotional control aim to weaken your self-esteem so that you depend on them for validation and acceptance. They seek to shape your self-image according to their own interests and desires, disregarding your true self. It is essential to recognize contempt for what it is and to resist allowing it to affect your self-worth. You deserve to be treated with respect and to have relationships that support your growth and happiness. If you find yourself in the presence of someone who consistently tries to belittle you, it is a clear sign that they are not concerned with your emotional well-being. Protect yourself by maintaining distance from those who seek to diminish you and seek out relationships that encourage your personal development and joy. If you know of other signs of a bad person that haven't been mentioned here, please share them in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you found these insights valuable, hit the like button and subscribe for more wisdom. And if you've made it to the end, write in the comments, "Good always triumphs over evil."